your team here tonight?
Well, first and foremost, what a great college basketball game in an amazing atmosphere. I want to give a big-time thank you to the fans here in Dayton. You can see why they love. You can see that they love basketball, and really want to give a huge shout out to our fans that made the trek here to Dayton. We felt them. They gave us energy when we were a little bit tired, and I thought they willed that shot. Those last two shots from Mississippi State not to go in. Really proud of my team. We showed toughness, resiliency. We were who we've been all year, and it wasn't pretty, but it was beautiful. And we just feel so grateful, so thankful, and so excited to be able to advance and get to Greensboro.
We now open up the floor for questions. We'll start with questions for our student athletes, and we will begin front row on the aisle.
Jamarius, walk us through what was going through your mind ahead of that game-winning shot.
First and foremost, I just want to thank God. You know, it was a tough game. These guys were continuing to fight. When I had the ball in my hands with the last 30 seconds or so, I just told myself I was built for it. And I just got to a spot and let it go, and I had complete confidence in myself, and that was pretty much everything that went down.
First row on the far side.
George Michalowski, Pittsburgh Sports Now. Guillermo, what was it like tonight battling in the paint with Tolu Smith? You know, how did that go down for you? How are you feeling right now physically?
Man, I'm exhausted. That was a hell of a fight. He's a really good player, and he was trying to tag me in every time. Of course, because he's bigger than me, but just fighting. He's bigger than me, but I'm gonna fight more than you, and it's exhausting. But we got to win, so it was worth it.
In the front row.
Corey Chris at DK Pittsburgh Sports. Guillermo, with Federico's knee injury, when did you find out you would be getting the start? And just walk us through that process of getting ready for a matchup like this, knowing that you would be without a key guy like Federico.
Yeah, I knew it when we were on shoot-around because I was in the starting five. And just you're always ready. You always got to be ready to step in and help the team. And hopefully for next game, Fede can be back. So we did it for him, so he can experience this thing too, because he was part of this the whole year. And now he couldn't play the first game, but I'm sure he's gonna be for the next one.
Second row.
Jenna Harner, WPXI. Nelly, coming into the game, you said that on a national stage you guys wanted to go out there and show you're a tough team, a together team, an experienced team who's going to battle through whatever adversity you guys face. How good did it feel to demonstrate that on a national stage tonight?
It definitely felt good. I mean, we've been doing it all year long, so it was just a testament to our work all year, and I think everything came together today for us for sure.
First row on the aisle.
Chris Carter, Post-Gazette. Guillermo, what was your feeling when you got that block in the final seconds there? I saw you, like, roar towards the crowd. What was that moment like?
Just all the energy coming out of my body. I did that block. I don't even know how with my left hand. I usually don't use my left hand. And I block it, and I know it was a big play, so I just let that energy go out. It's not that good because I got a lock in back to the 2 seconds left, but I just couldn't contain it inside me. So.
Third row on the aisle.
Yeah, Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. Guillermo, you had that big hug with your brother after the game. What's kind of going through your mind, and what's that moment like for you and for him?
That's just after the shot clock sound, and he come to me and he hugged me. All the emotions that I've been feeling during the game, and I gotta keep my face straight. All the emotions at the end when I hug him, they just come out, and it's a great feeling. So, yeah.
First row.
Jeff, with Jamarius in foul trouble,
I'm sorry. Can we just the student athletes right now?
Oh, I'm apologies. JB, I'll go to you then. With the foul trouble you had in the second half there, you spent a lot of time on the bench there. Just how did you kind of mentally recollect yourself knowing that you'd have a moment to go back in and to produce in those final minutes?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was just talking to God most of the time, being engaged, with my teammates, encouraging them the whole time, and just understanding that I'll have a moment and I'll have a chance of getting back out there and making an impact for the team.
Second row.
This is for all three of you guys, but you're part of the first Pitt team to win a tournament game since 2014. Just how does it feel to kind of cement yourself in that way? How does it feel to get this win?
I think it feels good. We're definitely excited about that. We're going to enjoy that today, but our work doesn't stop here. So we're a hungry team who's ready for whatever challenge is in front of us.
I second that.
Yeah, I think the people of Pittsburgh deserve this. They're really great. They come all the way here to support us, and I feel like they deserve this feeling again.
First row on the aisle.
Chris Carter, Post-Gazette. Jamarius and Nelly, you guys were 8 of 13 in the first half from 3, and then you only took 6 from 3 in the second half. What were they doing to try to push you guys off the three-point line, and how much did you guys talk about needing to switch up your game to adjust to that?
I think they kind of stayed with shooters a little more. I mean, every team's going to make adjustments at halftime, so I think we had to kind of make the same adjustments and realize what type of game we were in and just really take what the defense is giving us.
Yeah, I agree. We got some lethal shooters on our team, and the attention that they bring. I remember at one point at a time, when Blake was setting the screens, they didn't want to switch. They wanted to stay with him, and sometimes we exploit that mismatch with him at the 4 and setting those screens because you either got to stop the ball or stop him. And, they did a good job, taking him away, but he made a big one down the stretch for us, and we just continued to take what the defense gave us.
Other questions for our student athletes? Third row.
Yeah, Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. Nelly, I think it was a one-possession game for like 26 minutes in a row. What's it like to be in that for such a long stretch where no one can really pull away?
It's a dogfight. I mean, coming into this game, we were prepared for that. But, like, when you're in the dogfight, it's just a lot of adrenaline, a lot of emotion, a lot of attention to detail. And I think today we did a really good job of that, staying focused on our task and understanding the assignment.
First row.
And this is for all of you guys. What was the message about the rebounding after halftime? They dominated the offensive glass and the overall rebounds. Then they still won the rebounding battle, but you guys mitigated it to a point where you guys were able to keep fighting back with it. What was the talk coming out of the locker room?
Nelly, you want to start?
Yeah, without Federico, we knew we had a challenge ahead of us regardless. So I think all of us kind of rallied around that and really just gave it our all. We wanted to everybody crash the glass. We call it gang rebounding. So we all wanted to attack it, and everybody tried to get a rebound and just to lighten the load on G.
Jamarius?
Yeah, and, just going into the game, we understood, that they were a good rebounding team. We understood that, number one, got about 4 offensive rebounds a game, so we knew that was a point of emphasis going in. And they was dominating the boards, like you said, in the first half. But like Nelly said, if we really want to win, we got to gang rebound and get the stops necessary.
Guillermo?
I second that.
Any more questions for our student athletes?
This is also for the team. It seemed like there was a consistent plan whenever they tried to feed to someone against Guillermo down low. You guys were coming to help, and you had a plan of attack. You only had a couple days to even talk about this plan, and then also not knowing Fetty wouldn't play until late. What went into the preparation to execute that plan and keep executing it for 40 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say it was the scouting report. Coach did a great job, putting us in positions, knowing when they were going to be feeding the ball off of, their plays and their execution. And then for us, we just wanted to be there for our brother. We understood that type of battle that he was going to be in, all conference type of guy, that he was going to be going against. So we just wanted to have his back out there.
And just on top of that, I think the attention to detail we had to have to maintain that throughout the game was something that we talked about as soon as we found out who we were playing. As soon as we seen the matchup, we knew that we would have to be locked in defensively. So being that Federico wasn't playing, we just understood the assignment and really just followed it.
Yeah, like we knew that they were going to come at me, and I just had my team behind me to help me because I was in a disadvantage, but they helped me.
Guillermo, Nelly, Jamarius, a fantastic fight. Congratulations. Best of luck on Friday, and safe travels to Greensboro.
Appreciate
it. Thank you, guys.
See y'all there.
I will now open up the floor for Coach as the Pitt Panthers be meeting Iowa State on Friday at 3:10. First row aisle.
Jeff, I know you said you're proud of your guys, but you've challenged them on defense and detail. Just what's your overall feeling as a coach who's mentored these guys all season long with the defensive effort that they gave in this game?
Just really proud of them. I mean, they fought. They were tonight who they've been all season long. Tough, resilient, unbelievably together. I mean, for Guillermo as a freshman to start in the NCAA tournament and play 37 minutes against an all-conference player that's a graduate, that's a grown man, and to stand up to him and to fight throughout and then to make that block at the end, for Jamarius to be sitting for as long as he sat and then to want the ball in that moment and to be able to deliver. For our team to be able to defend this team and hold them under 40% shooting, I thought one of the main stats is that we defended really well without fouling. They only shot 7 free throws. And I think Smith had been averaging about 7 free throws a game himself. And so for us to be able to do that and to be able to grind out a game like this, I'm really proud of everyone.
Third row on the aisle.
Jeff, Matt Digby from ABC 22 Fox 45 here in Dayton. You said you were thankful for the chance to come here to Dayton, and you definitely had a lot of fan support, it looked like. For you guys being just a few hours away from home, will you say that played an aspect in that, considering, a lot of teams the next couple of days will be flying across the country to come here?
Yeah, well, I think certainly, having our crowd there, man. I mean, when they did the starting lineups, you heard them, you felt it, and throughout the game, you heard the "Let's Go Pitt" chants. And then at the end, when we blocked that shot in those last 2.7 seconds, I mean, I thought their energy helped that ball not go in, the 3 in the corner and then the tip in.
Let's go to the first row.
Jeff, I saw the moment you had there with Guillermo before he walked off the podium. I mean, I know how much you and your staff love him and his brother and how far they've come this season in their development. Just what does that say about the collectiveness and the togetherness of this team and how they represent it?
Yeah, well, I love all of them, but specifically, as you asked about those two, one of the coolest things for me for this game, besides winning, was how his teammates were with him throughout the game. There were times when, he wanted to put his head down, that he didn't feel good about maybe, an assignment or missing a shot, and those guys kept telling him, like, don't do that. We got your back. We're with you. And that's it's who they've been all year. And I'm just, again, I mean, for a freshman, to step up on this stage and to play, like he did, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, his ball screen defense at the end, for the last, I'd say about 8 minutes, we tried to trap every ball screen with the 5. And for him to be able to do that and to get back in there and to fight and to battle, I mean, this is the most minutes he's played all year. And just really, really happy for him.
Again, in regards to the transcript, if you could say your name, your affiliation for the question, that'd be great. Second row.
Jenna Harner, WPXI. Jeff, that buzzer sounds. You guys win. How do you describe the emotions?
Happy, excited, relieved, exhausted, but full of energy, and just really happy to see our guys in that moment, like to see them, to see how they reacted to it, to see how excited they were and how proud they were, of our fight and being together and figuring it out.
A couple of questions here left for Coach. We'll go to the far side.
Jeff, Mike LaPresti, NCAA.com. You mentioned that tonight they were who they've been all year. The journey of this team, when you look at it, from where you guys started the season, and maybe some people not thinking, what you were going to do, you went through tough times, you went through great times, and the fact that translates into a night like this, how, as a coach, how fulfilling is it to look at the journey this team's been on?
I am so proud of to be on this journey with them. I'm really proud of the journey they've taken us on. When I say us, our coaching staff, because it's been really unbelievable when you think about it from the beginning. When we were down in Miami playing for the ACC championship, the night before, my staff and I were just sitting around, and we just started talking about everything, just everything, the first 4 years, everything that we had been through. And then we started talking about everything that happened at the beginning of this year. And just unbelievably proud and grateful to be a part of them, to be a part of their journey, to have some sort of impact, to watch how they've come together and how they stuck together, how they have persevered, to watch the joy they bring every day, to watch how they've been able to move on to the next play, after a big win or a tough loss. It's been pretty unbelievable.
All right, 2 questions here. Let's go to the front row on the aisle.
Chris Carter, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Jeff, we've talked about how resilient your team's been and how they've been able to, take counter punches and adjust in game when you guys can't practice as hard as you want because of the limited players. They did it again today I talked to them before about the 3-pointers, shooting a bunch in the first half and then shooting only 6 in the second half. What goes into their mindset to be able to just keep playing and keep sticking, keep finding different ways to win all season long?
Yeah, I just think it's a group of fighters. It's a group that really believes in themselves, really believes in each other. We've said the strength of our team is the team. We've said that from the beginning. And tonight was another example of that. Guys stepped up and made big plays throughout. I mean, some of those finishes that Nelly made. Blake taking that, what the heck are you doing, 3. But that's who he is. And I've said, I got to live with that. I'm yelling at him when he shoots it, and he looks at me or whatever. And so, again, I understand that. I understand my group. And I'm just unbelievably proud, man, to be on this journey with them. And I don't want it to end.
Last question, first row.
Jeff, Corey Chris at DK Pittsburgh Sports. How close was Federico to going today, and how much was he able to test out his knee before you guys shut it down?
Yeah, he wasn't close. We knew yesterday he wasn't playing. I shouldn't say we knew. We knew it was going to be a long shot. And when we went to shoot around today, he tested it again just one more time. But in my mind, I had the feeling when I watched him try it yesterday that it was just too soon. If we would have played later in the week, Thursday or Friday, maybe there was a chance he could have been ready for that. There's a chance he could be ready for Friday. We're very, very hopeful. But once we got to this morning's shoot around, I knew right then that he wasn't going to be able to go.
Coach of the Year in the ACC and advancing to Friday, the head coach of the Pitt Panthers, Jeff Capel. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.